let them fund the initial orders. And then it's just your fulfillment. So the margin is going to be lower for you, but it still has a nice sweet earnings at a bulk distribution rate. Because I do think you have opportunity there for partnered cash injection, in essence. It's Kareen here. And what you're about to witness is one entrepreneur's journey on how they navigate a challenge or need support in an area of their business with me. Results may vary if you try this on your own. The purpose of sharing this with you is to help you know that help is always available and you don't have to do it alone.
Do you think that this is doable here? Like that we can raise this at least $500K by March 31st? Because if it's like angel investors, for example, a lot of this has been like really great conversations, believing in us, looking at our financials, looking at the deck, and then the check is written. That's actually the only way I've experienced this, you know? So like, and I understand if it's like VC and like things like that, but I don't think it's going to be VC.
You don't want those though. You don't need that now.
No.
If I were the broker for money right now for you, I would be doing the JV opportunities where it's kind of like getting a cash injection from a partner that needs what your product offers. It fills the inclusive way that they can actually provide service to their clients. Like it fills a gap. That would be a play that is innovative for their growth, leveraging what you've done. I'm trying to, though, map out in my mind the offer for the ask so that it's super clear. Like if we're able to like get on the phone with some of these other manufacturers in workwear and say, hey, we want to come and fill in the gap. Have you received requests for people that want all-inclusive sizing or all-inclusive patterns that also has the right look and feel for their brand? If the answer is yes, then what we need, what we can offer you is this. We have the patterns, we have the manufacturing, we are ready to go. We just need design. We need a cash injection for design elements, and we need 2 or 3 clients to do this for. Would you like to go into a joint venture with us to do that? In order to do one run, and I think this is where the numbers need to be understood from the workwear manufacturer for you and your patterns to say, if a typical hotel, let's say you get the Hilton or the Marriott or whatever, think of the deal, to understand the numbers of that, to then have them pay for it, because what they're doing is they're bringing you the client. You are the third party that's providing the services, but it's their name is what's it's a white labeling situation. Their name is what's going to be the provider of, which is okay for the first few deals.
Sure.
Because as long as you're producing and you're getting the flow for it, you're doing this at a wholesale situation, right? Versus a retail direct to B2B play. This is just an option to think about. Because I'm trying to think like who does it already, just hasn't done it in this way. And can you maximize what they've already done and become masters at, that then can be this really nice pursuit, for you. But you have to be careful on what you share with them. You don't share who the manufacturer is. You don't share what the patterns are. These are proprietary to you. But this is how we feel we can fulfill it. And we'd like to bring you in on it because you're a trusted brand in the market. And then we know we could service other clients of yours. So we're trying to find a win-win across all parties.
Yeah.
So it would be good to understand volume, like from the decks that you saw for some of the hotels received, like how did they present information to the clients? And are there numbers you can pull out of that help you understand what kind of the value of an order is?
I know that they all have minimums, and I know that based on the hotel size, it's some hotels order a shit ton up front and they have like a whole wardrobe department that has extras on hand and things like that. But then there's also some that
on demand
just reorder, on a regular basis because they're just so much smaller and don't have all of that.
But you want the bigger ones that are, so think about the first deal that you would want for workwear.
Yeah.
So you want the ones that they would order, hold inventory, fits all sizes, 3 different looks or whatever the criteria is for the minimum, that would be a juicy offering that then the current workwear vendor would be able to pitch to their clients, sell on your behalf, and you're like the fulfillment center for, in essence, right? And designer for. I'm just wondering if they do that.
The big one is like Cintas. They do like all of the uniforms for like all the big folks.
Yeah. And if you were able to, because they're funded, right? Like they have the throughput and the consistent revenue coming through, that there could be a JV area of their company that looks into deals like this. Like, how can we serve more? And then a mid-size one, like I would look at what the large one, what an offer would be that would make sense. And then like a mid-size one to do a joint venture with. And I don't want to derail you from going after investors. I'm trying to think about who would potentially pay you that already has an existing client base for you. That is going to be the other hill to climb. Once even you got investment, you have to do more pitching to find the right clientele for workwear. So I'm trying to see, can we mitigate both in at least for the initial launch of this, so that you can get cash injection and kind of feel more comfortable financially, because you can deliver against large orders with the right money behind it. Let them fund the initial orders.
Yeah.
And then it's just your fulfillment. So the margin is going to be lower for you, but it still has a nice sweet earnings at a bulk distribution rate. Because I do think you have opportunity there for partnered cash injection, in essence.
Right.
You just have to be clear on the ask, because they potentially have the clientele, underserved clientele that you will now service. It's like you vet them to say, hey, have you been requested or been, wanting more inclusive sizing? Have the solution for that. We'd love to do a joint venture with you. If you can bring in the clients, we will service it, and we're going to split the profit this way.
Yeah.
It'll have more flowing through, I think.
Right.
To do with those. But you want to find the right partner.
Yeah.
Because it's still a partnership, But you have to be clear on their role and your role. Just want to remind you that breakthroughs and strategies are here for you. You don't have to be isolated on your business building journey. If you'd like to have a chance to connect with me and let me be all up in your business, go to heykareen.com/connect, and a team member will share how you can obtain the best support at this time. You always can have me in your pocket by leveraging my AI. Go to heykareen.app, download it, and start chatting away. And of course, I am always here, willing and ready to be the support you need. All you have to do is ask.